All right, my device ran out of power. I don't know. I had it plugged in, but it wasn't charging for some reason. So I had to stop. We had to stop for a second and let my device get some charge on it. Here we are. Here we go. What are we doing? I'm using a Titan. I'm using an extra mile and a Titan. The king of balls. I'm going to use a Kingmaker just because I'm going to cut the wind down a little. Let's buy some Kingmakers. Why not?
Yeah. You could go for the spectator spot too, I suppose. It looks like a tougher shot to make. You could use a big topper too and just bounce it over.
I'm trying to get
all the top spin you have.
I'm trying to get way down on the end and up high. So I'm trying to actually get like up in this area on the grid, like way up, way down to the end on the right hand side, so that I can open up the shot and be on the side of the sand with my Kingfisher and just go straight at the cup. I'm not trying to use the backboard. I'm not trying to do anything. So I'm trying to get way up there so I'm in my Kingfisher range.
Short iron. Holy fuck. With a Titan?
With a Titan.
Okay.
Let's make sure. Well, we got a little bit of headwind.
It's a bit of a headwind though, so.
Well, and yesterday we had a little bit of tailwind, but I took all the wind out, so I don't think it's going to affect my distance. All right, you ready?
But for your second shot, I mean. Yeah. You want me to go first, Ken?
It's taken me 3 seconds to get dots, so.
Okay, let me do a practice start then.
Let's see how fast you're getting dots.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 seconds.
Okay, so I'll give you
I'll
give you like a 5 second head start.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Dots and Barry McButt.
Oh my God.
Who the hell is Barry McButt?
Exactly the same time as you.
Yeah. Rat bastards.
I think it's Moss. Oh yeah, Moss 81. I guess that's Randy Moss. 81. That was his number, right?
I don't even know. Who did he play for? Did he play for like the Vikings or something?
Minnesota. He played for New England for a season or two, I think. They had because they set a record, I think, for the most touchdowns together. And then Manning broke it a season or two later, I think. I don't know. I'm not really a football guy. I just like sports.
I like racing sports.
Racing is fun.
I like the only
fun when you got a dog in the fight, though.
The one sporting event that I watch pretty much from beginning to end, and I watch it's a long thing, is I watch the Tour de France from beginning to end, and I watch damn near every freaking hour. And so it's a big 21
bicycle racing.
Yeah, 21 days of bicycle racing.
Man.
3-6. I like it.
Well, hey, whatever.
Hitting it perfect.
To me, I find as long as you have a dog in the fight, then it's easy to watch anything. If you got someone to root for, then it's easy to watch.
Ooh, it's gonna be close. I'll be in Kingfisher range, but I think I'm gonna have to. I might be in Max Kingfisher, and I wanted a little bit more. I left a lot on the table there. I really wanted to get up in this area is where I was at yesterday. So that little teeny bit of headwind really did affect it, even though it was only like 3/4 of a ring. All right, here we go. 1.125 times. Let's see if I can do a good wind adjustment today and actually hit perfect. I probably should put my perfect glasses on. That might help. I can see what the hell I'm doing. Damn rookies. All right, my opponent is right on the edge of the cup, and I'm going to be in my long iron range instead of my short iron range. Damn it. 1.9 equals divided by 1.4. 1.5. Do 1/6 if I can get it to go where I want it.
Perfect. Come on back, Lord. Oh, I like the camera angle. No, I don't.
1.6
That
rings.
was my out. I gotta watch the first round. See where the ball guide was.
Hitting it perfect. That was a right hand perfect too. And it bounced right over the cup. It hit right in front of the cup and then bounced completely over and then bounced on the other side. Need a little teeny bit more backspin, or needed to pull it back just a little teeny bit from the cup. And that was a 12.5 plus 0.1.
Could you use 3 backspin?
I'm not sure how much I used.
Like I told you earlier.
Like you told me earlier, I should use 3 backspin. I can't remember how much I used. I used more than 3 actually because I of where I was.
Oh, you had to go. All right, yeah. Tight there, yeah.
Yeah, and the tail was, and then there was a tail at the end, and I had the tail just terminating in the cup, but it actually went farther than the tail was lying to me. But I'm happy that the 12.5 plus 0.1 was on track. Here we go, hole number 4. What is hole number 4? All right. Now you made the hole in one here yesterday with doing the rough bump.
Yeah, and it was kind of, I think, pretty much almost the exact opposite wind, it looks like. So I don't know.
And
I'm going to start with plus 20.
I just missed the cup, and I'm down lower from where I'm bouncing up there, so I'm using a katana, and it is rolling out a little, so I'm going to leave it a little short of the cup. All right, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I got in a second earlier that time. I got dots?
Dots.
Oh, we got dots at the same time. That's not good. I'll back out and get in.
Miles.
Oh, you got somebody. That's because we're playing in Canada, and it's 8:49. It's a bummer because we usually, if we play at some place where it's late at night, and we've got accounts that have matched up hundreds of times before, and we haven't changed their trophy count, so nothing has changed with these accounts because we don't grind at all. I mean, I don't play that much one-on-one. I need to get Odd up so that we can try and match up with Dunner. That way your main account's matched up with Odd, and we have very similar clubs. But it'll probably take me 4 or 5 days to get it up. I think I need 1,000 trophies to get to where you're at.
Yeah, I like just over 3,000.
Yeah, and I'm at like 1995 or something.
Much, way too much. That's almost just straight up.
So I have to max out, get my Tour 8 trophies back, and get 200 or 300 from Tour 9.
This is terrible. 0 for 4.
0 for 4. Well, I'm 0 for 3. Here we go. Here we go. Getting out on the course.
When I got into my bracket, there was only, I think, like 1, maybe 2 people at 28. There wasn't a lot had bad finish though either.
Well, Richard sent us the one where the guy shot the 36. That was pretty impressive. 4.75 or 5.75. There's 5.
I gotta read
7.5. Hitting it perfect. That was a dead center perfect too. I hardly ever hit those.
Don't sell yourself short. Come on,
man. That was way off. What is the deal?
All right.
This hole is mystifying me.
It's gonna be a headwind, kinda.
On hole number 5.
It's like the worst wind. Headwind coming from right to left.
Well, that might help me because I overshot it yesterday. Big time. I did recover, but I definitely overshot it.
What? I only have one berserker in this account.
What kind of deal is that?
Euro ball it is.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I got dots right almost before you. I got dots. And I got Ricky right off the bat.
I don't even have dots yet.
What is the deal?
Oh, my server isn't strong enough, apparently. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But this time it'll work right away.
It's 1.5 per ring, so that leaves me, that's a ring and 2/3. There's a ring, 2/3. Put a little bit of curl on it.
This is crazy.
Get it one ring great to the left. Now, as long as it hits the rough, there we go.
Get real.
I bounced over that so much yesterday that it just ran right over the top of the green and was gone.
I gotta restart or something. This is fucking stupid.
Now, if you use a rapier, you're almost better off on this hole to play it like an in-bringer and just do the little bit of backspin and get up next to the cup. You're so close that wind really isn't a factor, but that way you can take the slope of the green out. There's so much movement on this green that it's easy to get caught up where the ball's changing direction and it pulls it off the hole. And hole number 8's even worse. Hitting it perfect. See if my opponent can get up there. And that is a suck place to be right there. That's got to be at least 3 stories. At least. It looks like 5, but it's probably at least 3.
Oh my god, I can't even get to the point anymore.
Hedging my bet.
Oh, fuck.
And I hit it one ring great to the left, which is the worst side to hit it on. In the hole. The wind was a factor. I didn't think it would be, but it actually was. That close, it's hard not to get in, especially if you're doing that type of shot on there, but There has got to be a huge adjustment from up on the top of that hill to the bottom. Have you ever hit to the top of the hill and tried to bring it down? There's got to be a big adjustment.
Yeah, I've made it a couple times. I did something ridiculous, like double almost.
Right. I mean, it's got to be something ridiculous. You're way the hell up.
All right, I'm not allowed to play tonight, apparently.
Are you not able to get in because of the server thing?
I've got everything in my house shut off. Except for this iPad. Oh, and my thermostat. It's on Wi-Fi, too. And I just spin. It's going to tell me in a minute here, your connection's unstable. Yep, fuck off.
Why? I'm asking Playdemic. Anybody?
I'm just gonna shut the whole thing down for a minute.
Okay. I'm asking Playdemic. So if anybody out there knows anybody that's for Playdemic or whatever, my whole thought is that Playdemic gems are the if you read how they set this game up, and you can go on to Google and you can type in monetization of Golf Clash, and it'll show you a thing that shows like when they first started the game off how what their goal was with the game and how they're monetizing the game. So gems are the hard currency. So we're buying gems. So like if you were Playdemic and gems are the hard currency, you would want people to use more gems, right?
Usually.
Yeah, I mean, right? So you would want to promote things that promote people to spend more gems. It would seem to me. Like opening up your chest, speeding it up and paying for it, you got to use gems. You want to buy balls, you got to use gems. If you have all of your commons maxed out, and the only thing that you get in your club card trading is rares and epics, why are commons still available in the club card? Why aren't you getting in the club card shop? Why aren't you getting 2 rares and an epic? If you have all of your rares and all of your commons maxed out, why aren't you getting 3 epics in the club card? Now, I will be the first one to tell you that, hey, if every day you opened up the club card trading, or excuse me, the store, and you opened up the club card shop and you had 3 epics to choose from because you have all your rares maxed out, that your odds of getting an epic that you want to spend gems on are pretty high. So you would spend gems to buy cards for it. But when you're Playdemic and the hard currency is gems, I would go on there every day and buy 5 club cards for a club that I wanted. And so I'd spend, 1,000 gems every day in the store versus not getting anything in the club card shop that you ever need, especially because I have all my commons and all my rares maxed out. I'm never going to buy any of those commons. I'm never going to buy any of those rares. I'm never going to spend any gems on them. So why would you offer me something that I will never spend gems on when gems are the hard currency in the game? Like, why wouldn't Playdemic want me to spend more gems? I mean, is 2 + 2 4 or is 2 + 2 3.5? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why they are not promoting people? Yeah, I mean, it's just like, why wouldn't you do that? The whole deal is that are you guys not trying to make money? Like, I'm a customer and I'm giving you a way that you can make more money, and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you anything. Like, you can make more money, and all you have to do is, hey, this person has all of their commons maxed out, so we're not going to offer them commons anymore. We're going to offer them 2 rares, and we're only going to offer them rares that they don't have maxed out. And we're going to offer them an epic. Oh, they got all of their commons and their rares maxed out, then we're going to offer them 3 epics so that we can promote them to spend more gems. Come on. But no, they want me to spend 1,700 gems so that I can get the pumpkin emoji.
It's a cute emoji. Come on.
If you okay, I want you to sit back and you're in a okay. So if we went by their stuff, just like not buying packs, but just buying gems, you'd have to buy a $4.99 pack and a $9.99 pack. You'd have to spend $15 to get 1,700 gems. $15. You want me to pay $15 for the pumpkin? And what does the pumpkin give me? You want me to spend $15 so that I can get 18 practice tokens?
Seems reasonable.
Seems reasonable. All right. Yet you won't take out cards in the club card shop that I already have maxed out.
Come on, man.
I mean,
don't do so much.
I just feel like they go out of their way not to make any money. I mean, I just feel like that's the deal. It's like, what can we do? Like, oh yeah, that would be. Why would we do that? We'd make more money. I really can't believe that somebody at EA Sports hasn't gone like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
I joke, but I agree. They really do some weird things in this game with like, as far as their money making aspect goes. It's like you say, ball manufacturer, they put up the packs and whatever. What is it, like 3 of them a week maybe now, or something maybe?
2 a week, one before the tournament. I mean, I don't understand why they don't have a pack.
There's one on Monday usually. And then there's one on like Thursday, and maybe it is only 2. I don't pay that much attention, but yeah, I mean, there's so much better things it can do to make money and also make the game better. But I mean, come on, that's a lot to ask.
Okay, so they have the thing now where you can go into the ball sorting. Which is a joke, but you can go into the ball sorting and they'll show you what's trending, right? So like,
and it doesn't show you until you get onto the hole, which is even worse. Because if you happen to not have the ball selected and you want to go to oldest, you scroll down and automatically think you're hitting the bottom one. Yeah. And you hit it, and then it's like, oh, trending, and it's like, oh, then you got to do it again.
So if the week is trending and like they're finding that, hey, on hole number 2, you really need a 1 power 3 side spin ball. So, having some kind of a ball shop where you could go in there and buy a 1 power 3 side spin ball, or you could buy them individually, and you're going to need 5 if you want to play that hole every round in a tournament, because you're going to play it 5 times. And you're not buying a pack, but you could buy them individually, and they're 200 gems a ball. How many people would go in there and go, you know what?
That gets a bit dangerous with breaking the game, though, and just being like whoever spends the most money type deal, right? Because you can go in and pick any ball you wanted for every single hole in the tournament, and just, I'll just pay for it. That gets to that slope where the game starts to get broken, but totally, right?
And you don't think
it starts to be a pay to win. It's not quite there, but it's in danger. I will say, for the amount of time I played this game, they've done a very good job of not making it pay to win.
Correct. Yep. I just think that some of that stuff is funny on how they do it.
But I mean, there is ways to make money and still not make it so that person with the most money automatically wins. Which in a game like this, it's not necessarily always going to be the case. Like you could have the most money and buy all this shit. And like I say it, I've compared it to my other game too, but even this game, especially like in real life, you can go out and you can fucking buy lessons and you buy the biggest set of clubs and the most expensive, whatever. But if you just can't hit them, you just can't hit them, man. Like, you still got to make the shots. You can buy all the best equipment there is in the world, and all the best videos and all the best fucking tools to teach yourself or whatever. But if you just can't hit the shots, then it doesn't fucking matter how much your shit costs.
No, I've told the story before where I went and played in a charity tournament one time, and the guy showed up and he'd never played golf before in his life, and he went out and bought some clubs, and he had $3,000 worth of equipment when he pulled up to the deal, and he's like, hey, I went and bought $3,000 worth of stuff. Now, number one, the salesman who sold him that shit was like, that's total bullshit. Like, you really want to go to a place like if you go to Fiddler's Green, which is down the road from my house, they have a driving range behind the place, and they have a putting green behind the place, so you can go out there and any club you want to buy, you can go out there and try it. And their salesmen are trained that, like, when you go in there and say, what club should I buy? Their answer to that question is the ones you can hit. So if you like some clubs, or if you
grab
think
6 of each,
like take some of these clubs out there and go hit with them and see like whether you can hit them, because you may not be able to hit with a club that's set up for the pros. You may need one that's a little more open, like a ping. Like pings are more set up for people that don't, like and they're different. So you can go out there and hit some clubs, and I did that. I went out there and bought drivers, and shit, one of the drivers, I think one of the Nike drivers I went out there and hit with, and I hit about 30 or 40 balls with it. I must have hit 200 or 300 balls that day. And shit, if I'd have thrown the club, I couldn't have hit the barn. But I went out there with the Clevelands, which I ended up buying some Clevelands, and hell, I mean, I couldn't miss, I was pounding that ball. For some reason, that club just worked with my swing. I mean, it just, like, everything clicked, Yeah. But he bought $3,000 worth of clubs and had never played the game before. And he had an absolutely miserable day. Even playing in a 4-man scramble, he had a miserable day. So you would imagine what it would have been like for him if he'd have been playing by himself, trying to keep score. And he'll probably never play golf again, and he blew $3,000. Shit, you could have rented the clubs, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all fine and dandy if you think you want to get into it and you have the disposable income, right? Like same thing. I've seen a guy, he wasn't all that great, but like he had a hard case in case he wanted to travel anywhere, and he had not so much the clubs. I mean, his clubs are
Are you on 6?
Expensive too, but yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
Dots. I'm gonna back up.
Oh, Jason.
You get somebody?
Jason.
Who the hell is
Not Voorhees. Otherwise, I would have quit and ran upstairs where there's no exit.
When I first started playing, I bought a cheap set of clubs, and I had them custom fit to me, and I think I paid less than $200 for them. I bought them from a local guy that ran a driving range, and went out there and beat the crap out of those clubs. I never had any lessons. You went out there and tried to learn how to play, playing on par 3s, and did that shit for a year, and finally started actually getting to the point where I could hit the ball. And I went a few years with that, and then I went and got new shafts for them. But I still play with those heads, and I have new shafts on them now, new shafts and grips on them now, but I still play with the original heads that I have because I've gotten used to playing with those. So it's like, what's the deal? Why I ask? Actually, I want to do, yeah, that'll work. It's 2.1 per ring, so I'm going to just do a ring and a little.
Yeah, my first set I owned was a guy I bowled with, and then we went golfing in the summer, and I didn't even have my own. I had to borrow his clubs every time. He's like, yeah, I got spares. You can use them. Let's go golfing. So, like, 3/4 of the way through the summer, and he's like, yeah. So, what do you think? You want to buy the clubs or what? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And he's like, all right, how much did you give me? And then I didn't know they're used or secondhand. They're his second set of clubs as well. I was thinking something cheap now. I'm gonna lowball him and say like $100 or something. But I was like, nope. I was like, I don't know. How much do you want for them? And he's like, I don't know. How's $50 sound? I was like, okay, so. I mean, for me to go get a whole set of used clubs anywhere else would have cost me Well, I mean, if I would have been really picky and waited for like, we have once in a while these little, I don't know what you want to call them, like golf fucking, not expos, but I don't know, little shows that are legions, and so you get like apparel and like single clubs, bunch of cheap shit basically, and it would have cost me way fucking more than that. $50 for a whole set. Would have cost $50 for a driver used. Roll, baby. Get in there. Woo!
Did you get an Albie?
Yeah, buddy. Rough bumped it, snuck it in.
Rough bumped it.
Honestly, I don't even know, to be honest with you, that might have been a mid.
Yeah, I was at mid and I did
elevation.
I did a max number, so I was 1.9 versus 2.8.
I did less.
And I overpulled it, so I did a 0.95.
I did it way under. I think that's a negative. That shot's a negative to the hole.
No, it is. I took off some wind, but I was at mid club, but I wasn't sure. I didn't write it on my notes whether I was, because where I've been landing, I actually got farther. I've been at max club because I've been kind of laying it up over on the other side, but I got farther out there this time, and I was actually at mid club. And
how the fuck am I turn?
I played the max number instead of the mid number, and that was a big overpull. I did 2.28. And if I would have did it at mid, it would have been 1.9. So that was a 0.38 overpull. Almost half a ring. That's big. So I'm gonna make a note here. Play.
See, I was at mid club, and my win was like
where you're at.
4, and I did like a 2.7. So I don't know what's
what was the wind?
Power 3. It was like 3-4. So yeah, I did a mid, straight up mid, or straight up minimum, and I was at mid club.
And straight up minimum would have been 2.48, right?
Minus 20, minus 25, minus 22.5.
I had minus 10, but all right, what are we on here?
Mid?
A bit. Okay, I've got this whole. I'm doing 3 1/4 backspin. 3 1/4, and I'm working on wind now. So I'm raising it to. I'm changing it to 20%. So I'm doing a 20% adjustment. I'm at max club and I'm with a katana. I'm doing 3 1/4 backspin, 3 right hand side spin. Going straight at it. I'm getting pretty close on this hole. I feel confident that I'm gonna get this hole before the end of the week. Since we're reinventing the wheel on every tournament, so instead of like going back and doing the thing, we're reinventing it and trying to remember how to play. That's dumb.
And stuff.
And stuff. Are you ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
I waited a little longer. You got dots? I got dots, and
spinning.
Yo, daddy.
I know I got some.
Yo, daddy goes first. You picked up 2, right? Or you just picked up 1?
5 and 6, yeah.
I haven't picked up shit.
Okay, I see what you're going for.
You're going underneath of that tree right down there, and I'm doing a 20% on it.
Max?
Max.
It is 15. Let's see what happens. Oh, no, I hit great to the right. That's not good.
No, I think there should be enough room.
It's in. Oh, I hit the flagpole. Great to the right was good. So that was too much of a pull. I don't
No.
know.
Well, you're saying, well, I've been...
Not enough backspin.
Well, if you change the backspin, it does the...
I don't know. I've not really taken that shot that way before, so... Or I have, and it's been a while. Usually I try and let it go past the hole, but coming from that same angle, because...
372. There's 372. Exactly.
Oh, Curly McGee. Oh, yeah. Nice shot.
I hit it great to the right, too.
As long as you clear the tree, you'll be good.
And I actually came in on the left-hand side. I missed it. So, like on mine, of a great to the right, that would have been an underpull. I tried a 25, and I actually it didn't pan out. So,
yeah, I pretty much went right where I was aiming. I used 15.
the greenskeeper's going to get really pissed off if
Goliath,
people keep dumping these fish on the greens.
I know. My opponent's got a bunch of Easter eggs. I gotta get rid of these fucking things. It's annoying.
I have a whole bunch of them that I've never used before that do that. You know, that give you extra coins, or they give you stuff.
More coins, yay. Okay,
hole number 8. I know exactly what I'm doing in hole number 8. And I'm up in my backspin. I've been working my backspin as the week goes on, so I'm ready to roll here. Selected already. I'm using my number 2 bag. I'm ready. +3. 4 backspin.
Do you want to try? Okay.
Well, you want to try a different country?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Let's try a different country. Let's turn the game off.
All right, pause.
Pause. I'll pause the video for a second. Hold on, so we can find out times. All right, we're back. I'm loading it back on. We flew to the UK. We were in Vancouver. We flew over the North Pole and went over to the UK.
Dude, there is no North Pole, man. The Earth is flat. Remember? North Pole's like in the middle of the Earth.
Yeah, explain that. Hey, for anybody out there that is a flat earther, I've got some oceanfront property in Missouri that I'd like to sell you.
And a bridge. All right. Rock katana.
Katana. Is that what Dale Affley calls it? Is a katana?
I don't know. I think last stream I saw him, he said katana. So potato, tomato.
Alrighty, you ready?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go. Dodge. And fucking, yeah. Oh, it's dumb.
Yep. Our timing, because normally the way it works if we're spinning like this is like you'll get in and get dots, and just about the time you get dots is when I'm just starting to spin. and then there's like a 3 second pause, and then you're in the queue, and then I get hooked up with you. But Playdemic is, I don't know if we didn't get an update, but it could be just in the tournament update stuff, some new bracketing deal. All right, I'm at the +3 mark. 4 backspin. Two rings off at +3.
Ooh, that's not bad at all.
I've been doing a 10%, so that's
almost
3-3.
Go 4 backspin the way I set it up there. White ring off, full curl.
Hitting it perfect. Man, I could do max backspin. Still coming in too hot. Now I could move it out one more ring and put it on my blue ring instead of my orange ring.
I'm putting the white ring on the rough.
Or what number are you setting it at +3, or are you pulling it back from that?
Oh, I didn't really pay attention to the number. I was more looking at where the ball guy was going.
I have to
watch replay quick.
I'll have to sit and draw this out so that I can think about, because if I move it out farther to the right, then its trajectory on the other end
will take more effect, and the backspin will take more effect.
I've got plenty of room as far as my second bounce. Like, I'm bouncing quite a bit down there, but it may put me more on the trajectory towards the sand. This might be a hole to practice and see what that deal is.
Oh, sorry, honey.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, no.
No, I made it. So close that it'd go in. If I would have tried to run my topspin out, I would have missed that. That's for damn sure. Because if you run your topspin out, look at how much movement's on that green. You hit it great to the left or the right, you are screwed. And eyeballing
my marker was.
Is not good.
I have, this is rock 7 though. So it's not, and a katana, whatever. I did 3 left, 3.5 back, white ring, and +2.
You were at the +2 mark, so you pull back a little bit more. And what I'm talking about there is, if you...
And I moved, but I was white ring on the rough. Like my whole ring set.
Yeah, so if you think about, Dunner's talking about being white ring off, so he's 5 rings of separation off of that transitional surface. So, and you were at the +2 mark, and I'm playing at the +3, and I'm 2 rings of separation off. So if I pull the...
And I could have probably...
If I pull the ball out...
I could have did 5 backspin, probably.
Then where my trajectory ends up on the other side, it'll shorten it up so that I'll be shorter here, so I'll be closer to the cup instead of rolling past it like I did. But will pulling it out farther in the shot trajectory, it'll make the shot go like this, so that I'll be on this track on this side as opposed to going towards it.
I'm almost tempted just to do the same thing, because I was almost pin high, a little bit past the pin. I just go to like 0, +0, and do the same setup with the white ring and the full curl. And again, rock 7 as opposed to rock whatever higher. It's more distance, more curl. Like rock 9 is awesome club.
And
It's like better than Apocalypse too.
oh yeah, I think the rock, especially when the rock gets upper developed, like there's a big period of time when you're building your clubs up that your quarterback is going to be your primary accurate club, and then occasionally the rock will have better stats, typically with a little bit of raw distance or possibly with backspin, because the quarterback's always going to have more top spin.
Headwind again.
But
That's all right.
once you get your rock to level 8 and 9, it becomes a beast. And it used to be, they really buffed it the week before the club.
Yeah, it was shit when I first started.
When the club card trading came out, the week before the club card trading came out, they buffed the rock and they gave it 10 more base yards. Even at the lower levels, it got 10 more base yards, and it went it big time made that ball big time. And what are we getting, headwind?
Yeah, right to left. It's almost like a 45 headwind. I'm just going to go with a good old kink maker.
Well, you're going to bounce it over with are you going to, because if you got headwind, you're not going to be able to hit it over to the other side with a kingmaker. Are you trying to bounce it over and then run it?
Oh no, I'll just overpower it.
And you think you can make it with a kingmaker?
Overpower it? Probably. Should be.
Alrighty then.
If not, then I don't know. What else?
Well, if you have to bounce it over, you're definitely better off with a big topper. Or you'd have to bring out a bigger power ball, but we had a little bit of, didn't we have a little bit of headwind yesterday in the qualifying round?
I can use a open ball.
It barely made it over.
4-2. I think kingmaker will be big enough. If not, I'll just switch to a power four ball. No big deal.
Okay. All right, are you ready?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
I went like 2 seconds after.
Dogs. Peter. Fuck.
Are you shedding me?
That was like
Instantaneous.
immediately.
Like they already had you in the queue, like they're going to give you Peter.
I don't even want any Peter.
And I'm still spinning. I'm going to spin forever. Like, is he the only other person out there playing? And I got Kevin, but I got the wrong Kevin.
Yeah, he's not done here.
No, he's Kevin 15, so he's only 15.
He's like imposter Kevin.
Imposter Kevin. Yeah, I'm going to switch that to a power 4.
Yeah.
I think I can do that with this. New. 7,000 rings straight to the left. Clip the rough. Bled out. Good thing I brought a power 4 ball.
Cool. I don't know what happened there because the trees were in the way the whole time, but oh yeah, it's not look pretty.
Did you make it over?
I did. I'm in the fairway, but oh fuck. Yeah.
Did you clip the rough and bleed into the fairway?
I think so.
Yeah.
The wind. See, the fucking trees were in the way.
The wind here is blowing twice as hard headwind, even though I used an apox so that I could get max distance out there, and I originally had it set up with a power 5 ball, and it looked like it was way too much, that I didn't need that much.
I remember this hole from when I first started playing this game, and I used to do something a long time with like no clubs, where I would shoot up that main fairway as close to the bunker as I could. And then I would go like in between the trees and hook and like curl it around. A gap in the trees and hit that fairway and bounce over the rough and blah, blah, blah. And it actually worked pretty good.
Let's see if I can get lucky and use the backboard and just bleed it in anyways. It's going to roll off to the right, but it'll be an easy eagle. I definitely was not in a good spot. The eyeball recovery. See if my opponent can get their tail to work right. If you can get the right spot, there is a spot where it'll bleed like where they were at just a second ago at that long tail. It'll go right to the cup. They're going to have to do overpower though because they're at max club. And that's definitely not enough overpower against 4-2. They'll still get the hill and roll back down to the cup, but if they wanted to hit the spot that they were originally aiming for, that didn't look. Oh, here we go. They might have got it. No, it got caught up in the fringe up there in the top and rolled the ball back. Ring. That's the greatest motorcycle thing ever. That's the greatest commercial that was ever made. There was a commercial in the 70s, and the first times we saw it, there was nothing on there. The commercial was this motorcycle riding through the mountains, and there was a big snow-capped mountain from the Cascades in the background, and the motorcycle, you could hear the motorcycle coming in, and it's like rainy beers. It rolled off into the deal, and it's like, what the hell was that commercial? And there was no name.
The cologne commercial?
That was it. That was the commercial. The guy riding on the bike with the mountains in the background and the big snow-capped mountain. And that was it. It was just you hearing the bike go shift through the gears, right? And then it was out for like a month or so, and everybody, I was a kid, but like all the adults around me in the 70s, they were like, what the hell is that commercial? And then finally it dawned on everybody, and then they actually started advertising what they were selling in it. But did you figure out what that was for? If you listen to the motorcycle rev up, it's Rainier Beer. It was a Rainier Beer commercial. That was funny. That was a great advertising campaign right there. All right, I just picked up the 2 par 4s that we have to pick up. That's all I picked up. So minus 14. That's it.
What? 14.
Minus 14. You picked up an Albie, so you got a minus 15 with an Albie. Look at that shit. Look at that.
Yeah, it was a slow start.
Starting slow.
You got 5, 6, 8.
You got 5, 6, and 8, and I got 5 and 8. That was it.
Yeah, that's pretty much, you have to get those 2.
Well, you really, hole number 1 and hole number 2 are big focuses, and I haven't hit worth a shit on those. Number 1, I seem like I'm totally unprepared every time I get to it. And that's because I'm looking at my notes right here, and I have so many
big focuses.
I have more notes on hole number 1 than I have on the rest of my note sheet combined. And so I actually need to just play it where I'm at and go from there. All right, we'll see you on the back side. That was the front side of the opening round in the rookie division of the Grizzly tournament. Dunner kicked my ass, so he's up. He's being able to go to the clubhouse and talk shit. Well, hey, you're 1 stroke up. 1 stroke's hard to recover from, so I'm gonna have to pick it up on the back. Let's just get every one of them on the back, and then that'll be all right.
Yeah, there's a lot of those cards out there already.
Yeah. Just need to shoot a 16 on the back, so I need to pick up 4. That's doable. Doable. All right, we will catch you there. Thanks for watching.